There are over 61 countries that have strict restrictions or bans on the use of GMOs. Not only does the United States not have restrictions or bans, they do not require companies to put labels on foods containing GMOs. As consumers, we have a right to know whether the food we are purchasing and consuming or feeding to our families contain GMOs. There are pros and cons to GMOs, but it should be up to the consumers as to whether or not they want to buy GMO or organic grown food. GMOs are genetically modified organisms. They are also known as GE or genetically engineered. Explained by label GMO, a genetically engineered food is a plant or meat product that has had its DNA artificially altered in a laboratory by genes from other plants, animals, viruses, or bacteria in order to produce foreign compounds in that food. There are pros to eating and growing GMO foods. GMO plants are modified to make them undesirable to insects, but safe for human consumption. GMO plants are also able to resist drought and disease. According to the Huffington Post, the U.S. population is expected to raise to over 9 billion by the year 2050. GMO food will be essential to maintaining this food supply to support that many people. There are also cons to GMO foods. Long-term health effects are unknown. Increase in allergic reactions from DNA that is added to the plants or from GMO that is fed to animals that is later consumed increases people's allergies. Growing plants and raising livestock in conditions that normally wouldn't support them is causing environmental damage. Foods are not required to label GMO products. A bill was passed on July 23, 2015, stating that companies are not mandated to label foods containing GMOs. It is thought that by allowing companies to not label food, it is going against the Right to Know Act. Representative Mike Pompeo called mandatory labeling laws unnecessarily costly, given that GMOs have already been deemed safe by the Food and Drug Administration. Representative Rosa DeLauro states, American families deserve to know what they're eating and feeding to their children. The easiest way to know if food is non-GMO is to purchase food that clearly states non-GMO or organically grown. If it states organic, it has to be non-GMO. Foods do not have to say that they contain GMO. All they have to tell you is that it doesn't, or does. While there are both positive and negative things to keep in mind when choosing whether to eat GMO or non-GMO food, it should be left up to the consumer and not the government. The only control the government should have over our food is what we are being told about what's in our food. As noted by the Clean Dish, so be sure you understand the basics. Know your facts and argue like you mean it. Every voice counts. The more people understand what is happening to their food and the environment without their consent, the better our chances of affecting change for us, for our kids, and for our planet.